Come talk to me. I love the way you're on to me. Looking at you, looking like you're wondering if we're here for the same reason. And now that you wanna lay in the sun, getting love drunk, sticking like honey. Yeah, I bet you're here for some fun with that someone, feeling that something. If you're looking for a good time, honey, I'm right here. I'm right here. If you're looking for the good life, good vibes, honey, I'm right here. And I'm waiting for you.
All right. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Joy is Real. It is 10:31 p.m. here in Las Vegas. So that means it's what, at 1 in the morning? Yeah, about 1 in the morning, 10, 11, 12, 1:31 a.m. on the East Coast. So good morning, Atlanta. Good morning. Who else? Florida. Good morning, North Carolina, South Carolina, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, and whoever else we have on that side of town. That also means it's about 12:31 a.m. in my hometown of St. Louis, Missouri. Good morning, family. All right, y'all. So we are here tonight to do a live review of some content that I think is going to be very interesting and probably perfect timing for the Latruth Saga sector. You know what I'm saying? There's a fellow content creator in the other sector that I run in, and he has some gems. He has a series that he has started, and I got a little whiff of the series this morning. However, I didn't see the first installment. And so I said, oh, I'm going to cover that. Let's cover the first installment and I'll watch it live with you guys. All right. So I think that's what we're going now. Not I think I know that's what we're going to do. Deb is here. She says, good morning, Joy from South Carolina. You're from South Carolina, Miss Deb. I'm I'm really thinking about coming that way. I've never been to North Carolina or South Carolina, and I've heard good things. And I'm looking for my forever place, or our, I shouldn't say my, our forever place. I thought my husband was so stuck on Mississippi, but he keeps bringing up other places and has me in a tizzy. I'm like, I thought we had a plan, sir. You keep bringing up other places, then I'm going to start looking around other places. So, South Carolina and North Carolina are two states that I definitely want to come visit to see what you guys may have to offer over there. Young Riaz is here. Good morning. Or what time is it there? You're usually 8 hours, I believe, ahead of me, young Riaz. So it probably is morning there. So good morning to you. All right. So give me a second while I bring up Mr. Love's page. I wonder why I didn't have it up already. Have mercy. Joy don't be getting prepared. Joy don't be getting prepared. I'm gonna fix that because I don't know if that's really a good thing. Let's see here. Why is it not? Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, there we go. And it's this one there. Let's do that and that. All right. Before we get into everything, all right. 6:34 in the morning. All right. You're up early. You're up early, Mr. Riaz. All right. Okay. Heels. All right. I'm about to share. No, that's mine. Okay. Where are you, Hunty Bunches? That's not the one. Okay. I'll tell you. Oh, okay. All right. I tell you, some of these screens. All right. So this is Mr. Love. Oh, shoot. I didn't even hit the go live button on the Instagram. Ooh, Lord. I tell you, so many things that. that I need to learn, y'all. I am still behind in the curve. I tell you, I have to learn so many things. I'm really thinking about taking an editing course because even though that my editing has come so far uh, since the beginning, it has come a long way. There's so many other things that I am not aware of, have a clue. I mean, there's so many things in my brain that I cannot transcribe to paper, as you would say in my day. Not necessarily paper, in literal terms, because who is using paper? Everything is digital, now. It's just we're definitely living in a new time. All right, so we want that way. All right, y'all. There was another fellow content creator this evening that created a song that was so powerful, y'all. And he did it with AI. And I was like, wow. AI did. I mean, when I tell you the song was powerful, oh my God. Young Riaz, did you hear Mr. Nidish's song this morning? Not this morning, this afternoon. It was amazing. Drip, hey, Drip. I'm so sorry, Drip. I ain't did Joe. I still ain't did Joe intro. I'm gonna get it done. Joy is so behind on everything. It don't make no sense. I need to probably take about a month to do some like real background stuff because baby, this stuff takes time. All right. We through. Okay. All right, y'all. So let's do this here. Let me dial that back. Oh, we don't need to dial it back that much. Okay. Let's see what Cory is saying right here. Wait a minute now. Come on. This darn. All right. Doo-doo. Bop, bop, bop. All right, here we go.
Each point and not try to rush through it. All right. I was planning on starting about an hour earlier this morning. I was planning on starting an hour earlier, but it didn't happen. But so we're gonna do what we can do. So if y'all would please, good morning. If you would make sure y'all hit the like button.
Oh shoot. Lord Jesus, I done clicked off on the video. Have mercy and have mercy. Wait a minute, y'all. That just tell you I don't know what I'm doing. Lord have mercy. Okay, give me one more second. What? How did I click off the video? Just moving too fast. Moving too fast. All right. No, that's not it. Why this page is not coming up this way? I tell you. Is that the YouTube be playing with folks' channels? Did y'all get notifications this evening? Because that has been a big problem, that nobody is getting their notifications, or they're getting them after the live has ended. That's what I've been told. It's just not, just not cool. But I guess we gotta take the bitter with the sweet. All right. Here we go. All right, Cory. This is Cory Love, everybody. When I tell you I respect this man to the fullest, he has a really great point of view when it comes to relationships. He is a married man. I believe this is his second marriage. I can't really recall how many kids Mr. Love has, but in the live that I caught this morning, he definitely mentioned that he got a lot of kids. Or, yeah, well, I ain't gonna say a lot of kids. He just said, you know how many kids I had? I guess when he met his current wife. So I don't know how many he has, but I can say that I think he has some older children, because I believe he's a grandfather as well. But yeah, just great point of view. And I think you guys would benefit from some of the things that I know Cory is going to say in this particular series, for sure. All right. Deb says yes. All right. Here we go. All right, don't click the button, Joy.
And when y'all support the show, it motivates the content creator to want to keep doing the work for y'all. All right.
Y'all hear that? If you support the show, it motivates the content creator. I need to get better with that. I don't be, plugging that or what have you, because I just don't be thinking about that. Joy is a giver. So it's not really, on the forefront of my mind to ask for support. However, though, that is one of the reasons that we do go live and create content. We are, most of us, not all of us, because not all of us are in this thing for monetary gain, but those of us who have gotten monetized and hit all the tidbits in order to get monetized, it's not an easy route to get monetized. So yeah, we're here to collect a couple coins, So if you guys can, I would greatly appreciate any support that you are willing to offer. Let's see here. Is my Cash App information? Nope, that ain't in there. That's not on there. Let's see here. I do have a buy me a coffee link. I think that's it right there. Yeah. So the first information is my Cash App, and then the second is the coffee link. All right. Let's go.
doing all of the stuff that y'all don't have to do, and we can just present it to y'all. We do all the heavy work, and in return, you know, y'all support the show for the efforts, for the work that's going on, and just for the love, all right?
Okay, we're going to kind of skip through a little bit, and you know what? Let me make sure I am doing my disclaimer. All right, 1 second. Let me find it.
Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
All right. Here we go. Let's.
If you want to be a sponsor, so else we got Erica's in years. Year 1, year 2, year 3, 4, 5, 6, all 10, 15 years, and they in the same position. Why? For his life, and it's a right man who ain't even on the shows. Matrix, Wrench Mob, House of Love, Clever is in the building. Okay, so salute to everybody that's early in the building. Thank y'all for having y'all's notification set so y'all know what's going on and we can get it cracking. All right, so make sure y'all hit the like button so we can get the notifications out so we can get back into this algorithm. All right, Big Rug said he ain't marrying her because she for the streets. I mean, Big Rug, if she for the streets, we gonna know that early. And
y'all hear that? They say they ain't marrying you if you for the streets. So ladies, make sure you are not for the streets, okay? Please make sure that you are not for the streets. Okay, let's get this up here. Because these men have some categories for us ladies that I am not proud of hearing. Actually, some of them are quite embarrassing because I'm like, y'all don't love women? I thought y'all love women, men. But some of the categories and some of the words that are used to describe women that I hear from the men in the space that I run around, I just be like clutching my pearls for real. For the streets, they say. For the streets. How do you determine if a woman is for the streets? Is it based on body count? Because they are enamored with that body count, baby, over in my sector as well. Now, that is something that I have never run into until I came into this space. But hey, they think it's important. So hey, have at it. Have at it. All I keep saying is you'll never know the true number, so there's no reason to even ask. You know, if your woman is a virgin, you know, I tip my hat off to you. But if you know that your woman is not a virgin, then hey, the information of how many men has been there prior to, I don't think is that important. You know, if this is a woman that you fancy and you have gone the step as far as asking for their communication in order to have conversation past the general meeting, then you know why does that stuff matter? Why does that stuff matter? You know, we worry about the wrong things for real. You know, what should matter is that there's nobody after you, right? There's nobody after you. All right, let's see what else Mr. Love is saying.
And you know, marriage ain't even on the table. So what we talking about is a man who,
right? Usually marriage is not on the table for men that are gallivanting the streets. They ain't got no intent for no marriage. You got to be willing as a woman to ask those questions when you meet a man. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't feel like that you're going to run them off, because guess what? The ones that do run off are the ones that's needed to be gone. If a man can't handle a real deal Holyfield conversation about the direction of your connection, baby, why waste your time? Why waste your time? Why waste your time? You know, I used to have conversations when I was dating with men, and you know, that would be one of my first questions. Hey, what's your intent for a relationship? You know, I'm gonna say 70% of the guys are saying, well, you know, I really ain't looking for nothing serious. Bye. They eliminate themselves real quick. Oh, I really ain't looking for nothing serious. I'm kind of just, you know, dating, seeing what's out there. Bye. Because that's code word for I'm just screwing around, dipping my little foot in whatever pond allows me to be there. I won't be part of that shenanigans. If you are a woman that wants marriage, you better ask these men when you come across them what their intent is for you. And if they are not able to answer it, on to the next one. Do you understand me? Don't give them no excuses on why they can't answer it. Because the only answer is they ain't ready. All right. Let's go. Let's go.
Who has a woman in his life for a period of time, right? I mean, he enjoys her company. He enjoys her. He likes her around. Even some people even move in with people. Let people move in with you, or they do the stupidest thing in the world by moving in with a woman, right? And they continue this relationship, and it's a convenient relationship. It's a relationship that's convenient. You know, the man likes whatever the woman is bringing in his life to the table, so to speak. And you know,
did y'all hear Cory say that is the silliest thing that you could do? Men is to move in with a woman. It is. It really is. Why are you guys moving in together? What's the purpose of that? If there has not been any commitment established, what are we doing here? Are we making the step to move in together just to have access to one another intimately? What are we doing? What is the reasoning to cohabitate prior to marriage? Why? All right.
it's kind of moving forward, and it can last several years. 1 year 2, year 3, 4, 5, 6, all 10, 15 years, and they in the same position. Why won't he marry her? So my first point is the clarity.
So he's talking about a relationship of convenience. You know, when the man moves in with you, year 1, year 2, year 3, 4, 5 go by, and still no ring. Still no ring. Why does she still not have a ring? Well, I guess Mr. Love is going to tell us, right?
Clarity of intentions. Now, when we talking about dating, we talking about relationships and stuff like that, intentions are very, very important.
You hear that? Intention is so important. It's so important. And you will eliminate half the ineligible men just by asking that one question. What is your intent? I'm telling you, half of them are going to be like, I really ain't looking for nothing. Them the ones you, hey, sir, if you don't mind moving out the way for the man that's serious behind you, go. What are you here having a conversation with me for then? If your intent is to not really look for nothing, what you here for then? Who you think you gonna play with? Not me. Not me. And I would hope that you can't move on to the next woman and play with her. I am trying to get all women or all women, it works either way, all woman, all women, into a mindset of great value where these men can't look at us as for the streets or recreational use. Do you know how sad it is to hear men who are in their 40s, 50s, 60s talk about women so bad? Still, you telling me at 40, 50, and 60, you still having bad experiences with women? And vice versa. Because you would think you have lived a few years of life and life has shown you exactly where your missteps have been. I know I can definitely attest to my missteps for sure. Oh Lord, I ain't seen. I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't been looking at the chat. Truth Slayer's here. She says, "Hey, Joy. Hi, love. Let's see. Where is your?
Hey, hey, how you doing? Say the truth. Don't hide it. Why you smiling? It's annoying. What you faking? Come and show it.
All right. Where is the other? Keep it moving. Keep it moving, Deb. Keep it moving. Unknown channel. Oh no. Wait a minute now. I don't know, unknown channel. Why is you unknown, baby cakes? Terry, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here as well. Guess what? I did yours over.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks. I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
How you like that one, Terry? How you like that one? I do need to change the graphics because they really don't match the song. But I did like the song. I thought it was fitting for you. Thanks for the copyright. All right. Let's get back to Mr. Love.
And it goes for men and it goes for women, right? What are your intentions? We hear a lot of times, you will hear like, you know, a dad or an uncle or somebody, a young lady will bring her boyfriend over to meet the father and, you know, the uncles or stuff like that. And what's the first thing that the men say? The men want to know, what are your intentions with my daughter?
Indeed. I mean, every little gentleman suitor that I brought to my uncles, because my dad wasn't around. So I had uncles that lived in the same house that I was brought up in. And I valued their opinion to a certain degree. I ain't gonna say it held 100% weight, because I was able to view how my uncles were with women. You know what I'm saying? So even though that they would provide me, certain advice, I'd be like, but you over here, you doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? You telling me this, but look at you. It was always a catch-22, baby, because my uncles, baby, oh, baby, they womanizers for sure. All right. So let's get to it.
Right now, 18-year-old kid, 19, 20 years old, he really don't have intentions, but the smart kids have come up with something to say, right?
Right, the sport. Now, can you remember when you 16, 17, 18 years old, bringing a guy home and your father, whatever male figure may be in your life, and ask that question of of your suitor? Boy, them boys be so shaky. They don't know how to answer that question at 16, 17, 18 years old, unless they have been taught very well. When I tell you, some guys, baby, have it because they daddies had it, and believe you had been teaching their young pups exactly what it is from the day they probably came to this earth. Do you hear me? It is some guys out here that be ready. You got to be willing to wait for them, ladies. Quit accepting bull crap just to fill space. Go buy your rose. Go buy your rose. If really that's what you're needing, because most of us just be needing a release. And we'll say, oh shoot, I'ma just deal with him because I'm able to get that. No, baby, we can't place so much value in that little couple minutes it takes to get to that feeling. We cannot place that much value on it. We as men and women, we do though. We put too much value on sexcapades, and that clouds everybody's judgment. Folks be all in an uproar. Deb says exactly. All right, let's go.
Sir, I really like your daughter. She's very sweet, and I just want to get to know her and spend time with her. I just enjoy the time we spend, and I wanted her. I want her to know that it's just the kid make up.
You hear Mr. Love, boy? You can tell that he was one of them Eddie Haskells. Was you an Eddie Haskell, Mr. Love? Did you have the answer for the father when he asked you what your intent was at 16, 17 years old? Did you have an answer ready? It sounds like you did. I would, even though that you would want, a suitor to be ready for particular questions, but between the ages of 16 and I'm gonna say like 21, if you could answer that question like to the T, I probably would be side eyeing the gentleman. It was like, okay, he gave a perfect answer. What you got going on, sir? But you could possibly have just run into a good one too. The universe does hand us things when we're least expected. All right, let's get back to it.
You know what I mean? And at 18, 19, that's cute or whatever. That's cool. But when you 30 years old, 25, you know what I'm saying? 30, 35, 40 years old, you might not have to go sit in front of her dad or her uncle or something like that, but
No, you may not have to sit in front of that dad. But it sounds like Mr. Love is probably going to say what I'm about to say. But you better be able to answer to her when you 30, 35, 40. I don't know about 25. 25 is still quite young, and sometimes you don't have it, figured out by 25. And I say that I'm looking at my own son, baby. I got a son that's 24 and he's not ready for a wife, at all. At all. I tell him all the time, baby, get your paper up, make sure that you're able to provide a life for a family if that's what you choose to have. If your will is to have a family, you got to be able to provide for that family. You are a man. You're a man. And with that being said, baby, you got to make sure your money is at a certain weight, because women ain't cheap. Women ain't cheap. All right? And you sure don't want to find yourself at the other end of things where the woman is looked at as the provider. Those be some imbalanced relationships sometimes, But that's just my opinion. So I ain't gonna say that, that dynamic doesn't work at times, but from my experience, it's usually some contention there.
The woman should know your intentions. Now, this is a two-way street. This is a two-way street because the man should know what intentions he has for the woman, but also the woman should know what intentions she has for the men that she is dating.
Indeed. What is your intention, woman, for the man? The work doesn't just lie with the man. The woman has her own set of requirements that she needs to hit as well. I don't know how many of you may read the Bible. Joy is not a Bible thumper at all. I can't even tell you more than a couple scriptures that I may know where I can recite them. And if I can recite them, I probably couldn't tell you, what scripture it is. I may just know a few lines. I'm not a Bible thumper at all. But there is a description of what an idea or ideal woman or wife is in Proverbs. I'm pretty sure all of you have heard the saying, I'm looking for a Proverbs 31 or a Proverbs 30, what is it? Proverbs 31 woman. But there's instruction in Proverbs for sure. All right. Let's get back to it.
Or what she needs or what she's looking for in a man, then she can't blame the man when he does not live up to whatever her intentions are in her mind because she has not vocally expressed them. Are y'all?
You hear that, ladies? Talking is a must. What I have noticed, even with my own relationships, throughout the years, we don't be talking. It be so much assumption going on in relationship that most times folks be missing the mark. You gotta talk. And then once you start talking, be okay with the answer that is given. If a man tells you, oh, I really ain't looking for nothing, then guess what? He means he really ain't looking for nothing. Why get yourself involved unless you really ain't looking for nothing? Y'all both agree that ain't nobody looking for nothing. And how are we going to move forward with whatever type of relationship we may be encountering? Let's continue.
Following me. So we talking about the clarity of intentions. If a woman, and this is the thing, and this is where women mess up. This is where women mess up. I'm gonna tell y'all, this is where women mess up. This is why women have to be, you have to be confident. You got to be confident.
Baby, that's the number one thing. You have to be confident. It's a must. If you're not confident, baby, a man will roll right over you if you're not confident. He'll run right over you. Not just a man, life will run right over you. You got to be confident in your step. All right? Come on, Cory. What else we got to be?
And you have to be secure in
Confident and secure, he says. Come on, is there anything else?
in who you are and in what you want.
Secure in who you are, he say, and what you want. You got to be, baby. And you got to let these men know up front. If they scared, move on. It's okay. Finding the right one ain't easy. It's not easy. I ain't saying you got to kiss a whole bunch of frogs to find your prince, because I wouldn't be kissing a whole bunch of frogs. But you may have to have many conversations with some frogs to find your prince. Just don't be kissing on them, okay? You ain't got to be kissing on them. All right, let's go.
You're looking for. The women who are not secure, are not confident, they don't want to come across as, it's almost like y'all don't, the women that aren't confident, that aren't secure, they don't want to come off as, you know, asking for too much too soon, or they.
You hear that? You hear that? It's the women that aren't confident that feel that they're asking men, asking too much of men. No, you better ask them much. You better set your baby. If you don't set your requirements out there in the beginning, they'll set one for you. They'll set their own requirements for you. You better set them. You better set them. What do you want as a woman? What do you want as a man? Set those requirements prior to meeting anyone. Because your requirements has something to do with you personally. It has nothing to do with the other person. What do you want?
They think they're gonna turn or run a man away.
Run them away. Take it from Joy. Run them away. Run them away, baby. I used to ask men about marriage. Probably, say for instance, if we've had a few conversations, maybe two, or that third or fourth conversation, now I'm asking, hey, what do you feel about marriage? If they get to running back, oh, it's too early to be thinking about that. Oh, red flag. What you mean too early to be thinking about that? Sir, what is your intent in your life? Are you trying to be somebody's husband, or are you just trying to get in somebody's pants? What do you mean it's too early? I ain't saying that we got to get married. I'm saying for your life, is it your intention to be somebody's husband? I ain't saying you got to be Joy's husband. I'm saying, do you want to be anybody's husband? See, men discount or make their own selves ineligible. And the same for women. All you got to do is listen. Listen. And be okay with the answers. Don't try to change folks' answers. If they didn't told you that's too early, or it's too early to have that conversation, for them, it's too early. But if your intention is to find a man whose intent is to be a husband or find a wife, then you got that answer from that particular person. Let's see if y'all saying anything. Y'all quiet. Oh, everybody done left. What's going on? Did somebody go live? Everybody done left but one person? Have mercy. Do I have too many ads up there? Let's go.
Because they're stating what it is that they require and what it is that they're desiring in a relationship. And that's the furthest from the truth. And even if you are running men away, you're running away the men that you don't want anyway.
You hear that? You running them off. The ones that you ain't needing anyway. Let's go, Cory.
Right? You're running away the men that you don't want anyway. So being secure, being confident in what it is that you're looking for and what it is that you want is exactly what women should be doing. It's almost like, let's think about the dads, when that scenario that I talked about, when the kids are young and they dad, I want you to meet my boyfriend, and the dad knows what he's looking for his daughter, and you'll probably even tell the young man, you know what I mean? The dad is secure, the dad is confident in what it is that he don't want for his daughter, right? And he don't have no problem with speaking that or talking about it. Once the daughter or the woman should have that same stance, that same firm.
Boy, the dads that are in the home, boy, they are needed. But if you don't have a dad, ladies, you got to make your own standards. If your mom hasn't taught you a set of standards, because sometimes when you come from a single parent household where the mom was the primary caretaker, if they are a working mom, sometimes conversations that are needed don't be had. I know it was that way with me. My mom, she did, tell me some things, but it was some things that I wish that she had discussed with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dang, if I had only had this tidbit in my back pocket, I wouldn't have, been so foolish in that particular area. But then I say, well, hey, that's really not the path that that God had set for me. He wanted me to learn this way, evidently. Oh, my. All right, let's go.
Foundations with her intentions on what it is that she wants. Flat out. We're talking about at the beginning of your courting or getting to know somebody. Intentions must be made. Now, that's on both sides. It's on both sides. So men should be honest. Brothers, you got to know what you want. What are brothers looking for? What do you want? What do you want with this woman? You know what I'm saying? What do you want?
I hope it's more than just for sex. I hope it's more than just for sex. Because, baby, I'm telling you, listening to some of these men that's on this here internet, that's in their 40s, some in their 30s too, but I'm gonna say 40s and up because that is the realm that Joy is in. I pays attention to the folks that are in, my same generation. Baby, the men that are 40 and up, a lot of them are still enamored with twat, baby. They still enamored with twat. And I'm like, really? Y'all all still worried about getting coochie at 40, 50, 60? Y'all still being ran around by the twat. You ain't learned yet. Baby, it is hilarious. Hilarious.
It's just
I'm gonna just keep it to myself. I'm gonna keep that one because maybe Cory will say something later that'll have me able to say what I just thought of in my head. But right now we just gonna keep that to ourselves, Joy. Okay. All right, let's go.
physical. You tell her. You should probably let her know. Let her know. So there's no misunderstandings or miscommunications about your intentions and what.
That's right. That's right. If you are only looking for something physical with a woman, be honest. Be honest. I know most men are not honest in that way because they feel like they are going to talk themselves out of the draws. But I'm telling you, there are women out there that will oblige you. There are women out there that are not looking for anything serious as well, that they are just looking for something fun to do for the night, or somebody they can call every now and again to get them right. See, but what y'all problem be is y'all want to be deceptive and not be honest with your intent. No, baby, you good. I like you and this and that and this and that. Just talking out the side of your neck when knowing all you really want is to get in between them legs. Well, say that. Now, don't get me wrong. It's going to be ladies that say, oh, brother, I'm glad you told me, but that ain't what I'm looking for. You got to be okay with, hey, falling flat sometimes. Keep going until you find that one that say, come on, let's go. Because she out there. She definitely is. All right, let's go.
What you're planning on doing. That way you can give her the opportunity to either agree or move on. But see, it's fear on both sides. The women think if they have a firm stance on what they want and they're not secure about that, they're afraid that they're going to just push men away. Right? And you shouldn't be afraid about pushing men away that are not willing to accept or are on the same page as you are. You shouldn't, because you literally, you're getting rid of things or men that you don't want anyway. You see what I'm saying? And let me tell y'all this. Make sure y'all hitting the like button. Make sure y'all hitting the subscribe button. Make sure y'all sharing the show. Let me tell you this. Men actually respect a woman that has standards.
Show do. Show do. They just really do. When you are a woman that stands her ground, baby, that is so sexy to most men, especially the ones that you looking for. Them right ones. They think you having morals, standards, requirements, intention about yourself. They like, that's a wife there. That's wifey material there. That's what they looking for. They not really looking for the woman that is easily accessible. They really ain't. I've heard them say the ones that are easily accessible, they're being used for recreational use. Do you want to be recreational use? Now, joy out the game. But you, single woman, do you want to be recreational use? Because we got men out there that's willing to put their peen in you and don't have no intent for you other than that moment. How sad. How sad.
Has requirements and has has a expectation out of a man. The guys probably ain't gonna want me to say this. The guys probably ain't gonna want me to say this, but men respect that. Even if they don't.
That's all right, Cory. The guys don't have to like that you're saying exactly what is needed to be said. Women better open their ears. Women better open their ears. I'm pretty sure that most of us who have men in our life probably have heard this same thing plenty of times. Don't be easy. Set you some standards, because the good ones don't mind meeting those standards. It's the scallywags that have a problem with standards. If they tell you, oh, shoot, Gal, you asking for too much. No, move on. You're not willing to put in the work, sir. You looking for easy access. I am on the mission. I am on the mission to make sure that women start setting standards for themselves. Hold yourself tight so life can be right. Because when you don't, baby, it's an uphill battle.
Don't want to admit that they respect it, they do. And even if they say, nah, I ain't really with that, I'm good, they still respect it. They do. They do. So if y'all worried about a man running away, leaving, or not wanting to speak to you no more, oh, Cory, all of these men, I tell them I'm a woman of God, and I'm being intentional about my dating life, and I want to be married. I'm a wife.
Hey, Miss E, how are you, love? Glad to see you. We just over here reviewing Mr. Cory Love. He is a fellow content creator that runs in the other sector that I am in, and he has a series that is called Why Won't He Marry You? And this is the first installment. I had not seen it, and I thought that it would be good information for the Latruth Saga sector for sure. I think it's perfect timing, with the conversation that is being had in that sector around relationship and this and that. So that is why I thought it would be important to review Mr. Love. Perfect timing.
If I want to be married, I don't want no situationship. I'm not looking for anything like that. Right? Be intentional about that. Say that. It's nothing wrong. Listen, it's nothing wrong with letting a person know where you're at in life and what you're looking for. It's nothing wrong with that.
Come on now. Shoal is not. Shoal is not. Ladies, you can't be scared. I know at 40, 50, 60 years old, we ain't scared to tell a man what we want. Nah. I know we can't be scared at 40, 50, 60 years old about telling a man what we want. I hope we're not having those problems at that particular age. And ladies that may be under 40. Hey, get on the good foot. If you not, you better start setting some requirements up. Because if you don't, you're going to be out here used recreationally. And you don't want to be in that category. Because when you hear that there is a category for women that are just used in a sexual manner, you're going to be like, well, is that me? Is that me? Well, he only come over here when the sun is down. He don't take no trash out. He ain't put no money on the nightstand. He ain't made no phone calls to check on you and see how you're doing or none of that. Then you just may be. You might be recreational. Unless you are in that position by choice, honey, that is a hard pill to swallow. And then it went hand in hand with being a single mama too. They said, ooh, they use the single mamas recreationally. Oh my God. You telling me you messing up households more? You're messing up households more? Now she already done dealt with one lousy scoundrel leaving a load on her, and now you just want to shoot the club up and use her recreationally because you don't find value in her. Oh my, no, you need to leave that woman be. Leave that woman be. If you don't see no value in her, leave that woman be. You're not helping with the situation. You contributing to the craziness that's going to ensue from that life anyway. You're not helping, you hurting. That's harmful. You men out here, I ain't gonna say y'all preying on single women, but y'all intent for single women, it ain't where it should be. Cause you if you're dating a woman with, and I said single women, I meant women with kids. If you're dating women with kids, the intent, it should be that you want a family. And if that ain't it, leave that woman be. Leave her be. Let her find something that's suited for her. Lord, have mercy. Ooh, Jesus. Hi, Terry, Miss E is saying. All right. All right, y'all. Let's see what else Cory is saying.
If he not feeling it, if he not with it, then it is what it is. You move on to the next person. There is somebody out there that's on the same type of time. What up, Irby? What's going on, Irby? Yeah. Because what you're gonna find is that the women who don't have a standard, that don't communicate their expectations, those are the women that end up being strung along, and you know what I'm saying, on hold, or they look up and they in a relationship for 5 years and they don't even know what they are. Why? Because
Wow. So you're telling me that women are in relationships for 5 years and waking up not knowing what they are? Oh, we gotta do better. We gotta do better. Why in the hell's bells do you not know at year number 5 what your position is in a man's life is beyond me? Ladies, don't be that foolish. Don't be that foolish now. You better know that man's intent from the gate. Do you hear me? You got to know from the gate. Matter of fact, with him on the other side of the gate, y'all speaking through the gate. Hey, before I open this gate, sir, what is your intent? "5 years waking up and not knowing." Oh, no.
they never set a standard for what it is that they want, and they will get drug along, right? And you can't really like.
So do y'all think that's what Numbnut may be going through? Is she being drug along? Because I think Mr. Young has convinced her that there's other ways to have a committed relationship that doesn't involve marriage. That's some most slick stuff that men will, have you believing or what have you. But my thing is, if you as a woman really want marriage, you shouldn't allow a man to convince you otherwise. No, you tell him no, regardless of what you're talking about. I want that paper. If you ain't willing to give me that paper, move. For that man that's behind you, that's willing to give me that paper. Come on, Cory.
You could blame the man, like, this man, you shouldn't have been playing with her, but she shouldn't have been playing with herself. And
amen. You can't be playing with yourself, ladies. We got to have some accountability for when these men carry you in a certain way. They only do what they are allowed to do. They just like children. They like correction. If you don't correct them, they run amok. And vice versa. Same way with women. You don't correct them, they run amok. A discussion was held today on the Drip Show about women taking accountability for their own missteps. All folks want to put it back on the men so bad. No, women, we talking about you right now. Quit trying to place blame in other places. It's time for your era to be put on scene. Evidently, we got to take accountability for when men are able to play with you. It's your fault. You ain't set no standard. You ain't have no conversation to let him know, sir, no, I don't stand for that. We don't play around like that. It's your fault. Let's go.
Her own time like that, right? She didn't have any standards. She didn't have any expectations, and so the man just did whatever she allowed. That's how it goes in this cold world. It is. Mrs. Love was telling me, and she's told me this before, but she says she has friends back when she was single. She has friends that used to ask her, like, how do you get men to take you out on dates?
Right, Cory. What? How do you get men to take you out on dates? Well, how you gonna get to know me if you don't date me? What? It's a requirement, sir. In order to get to know me, we got to set up some time to conversate with one another. How we do this? Hey, let's meet up for dinner, for lunch. I don't know about dinner. Dinners end up being quite intimate, but let's meet up for lunch. Let's have a walk in the park. Let's go sightsee. Let's go to a museum or something. You know, date. So you can talk. That's the purpose of figuring out what your intention is. But most of us, how we date is through sexual relations. That ain't how you supposed to be dating at all. You putting a horse before the cart. And what end up happening is all them requirements that you thought you had, you done threw out the window. For that good old piece of whatever. Let's go.
And her question to the ladies was like, how do y'all not? Like, it's all about what you're requiring. If you don't require a man, listen, if a man could just come over to your house, first time y'all meet, meet me at Dairy Queen, meet me at the park. You know what I'm saying? Meet me at the park, you know what I'm saying? And then we just go from there. And then you get to the park, you meet him, you like him, he likes you, and he's like, yo, we should go, let's go chill. Like, I don't want this to end. Let's go chill. You know, we can chill at my place or your place and let's go chill. And then you end up going to somebody's house first day you met him.
That is a no-no. That is a no-no. I preach to women all the time. Do not go to a man's house unless you have the intention on giving him some. If you don't have no intention on having relations with that man or woman, There is no need for us to be chilling at no house. No, we not chilling at no house, baby. That's not how we gonna get to know each other.
You probably never gonna get taken out on no date. You probably never gonna get taken nowhere. Why? Because you didn't set the expectation. You didn't set the demands. You didn't have the confidence, the security.
Right, you done let them come in and lay down on day one. Why would you do that? Why do we do that, women? Why do we invite men into our homes or go into their homes on day one? Why do we set ourselves up for failure like that? You better get away from that bed, because you know they're going to try to whisper some sweet nothings in your ear, and then that's going to travel on down your neck, come on down that spine, all that stuff going to tingle and tickle. Then it's going to make its way down your backside, baby. Then, oh, have mercy. You better stay away from that bed. Stay away from that bed. It's the devil. For real. Let's go.
Security to tell this man, yo, I don't, listen, I don't, whatever. I don't go to parks. I don't, whatever, right? A man needs to take me out. Like, listen, I know that online, it's a lot of shaming going on. Oh, women who ask for dates, all they trying to do is get your money. And it's like a reverse psychology thing where dudes, and y'all, I'm not hating on the men that do this, but let's keep it real. If you don't value that woman's time,
So now you're telling me that women that want to go on dates are now being looked at as gold diggers? Lord, if that's the case, we definitely are lost. So you're telling me no effort wants to be put into relationship now? Y'all don't even want to pay $40 for a lunch date? Maybe $50 between two people. With a meal and maybe a drink or two. Under $100, you can do a decent lunch date for two people. So you're telling me that is not even going down, where men don't want to invest $100? Oh my goodness. Have mercy and have mercy. Well, I don't know. That is sad. But you can do free things. You don't necessarily have to do anything that costs like big money. There's free things too where you can get to know a person. But my God, you can't even get a lunch date? Hey, Miss Vanessa, how are you, love muffin? Glad that you are here. You know what? Let me check to see if we have some new subscribers. Y'all know Joy is on the way to 5,000, okay? So I love when I get new subscribers and see new names. Yep. We do have, I knew we had a new subscriber. So this is for the new subscriber. Let's see here. Okay. Let's get back to Cory.
There's a how do I say this? If you don't value that woman's time, value means that you're willing to, there's a cost associated with value. There's a cost. I'm not necessarily saying it has to be monetary, but there is a cost associated with value. And if you don't value, then you're not going to pay the cost. You're not going to pay a cost for something that you don't value. Can I say that? And why should a man value your time? Why should a man value you if you don't value yourself?
Don't let that go over your head, ladies. A man sure ain't gonna value you if you don't value yourself. You must value yourself for the next person to understand what your value is. One of my baby daddies, when he came home after serving his prison sentence, he thought I was the same joy as when he left. I had to let him know verbally that joy is no longer around, sir. Meet the new joy. And these are her requirements. And if you can't meet those requirements, sir, then move on. And I don't mean as far as like an intimate relationship. I mean just a life relationship. We have children. So there was going to be some type of relationship. And even with that type of relationship, requirements. There are requirements. A, B, and C for 1, 2, and 3. If we can't agree, then hey, these kids will be grown soon enough. All right. Let's see if y'all saying anything. Boy, I tell you, the last couple days, I don't know what's going on with the algorithm. They ain't been putting out my notifications. I don't know. I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't gotten any notification I've done anything wrong, but they are not sending out my notifications. And you guys are quite quiet. You guys are quite quiet. Y'all know I love to interact with the chat. It helps kind of get through the lives. Come on out them bushes and talk to Joy. Joy's a talker. Joy's a talker for sure. All right, let's go.
We're not going to. We don't. So you got to have a clarity of your intentions with men and women on both sides. It's on both sides, literally. This is how women get in situations where they've been with a dude for years and they're frustrated. And this is another thing. Ladies, y'all be frustrated with a man, but everything that you got going on right now with that man, you're in control of it.
Tell them again, Cory. They are what? In control of it. Ladies, we are in control of what goes on or doesn't go on. We are. If a man is able to play on you, it's because you allowed him to play on you. I'm telling you. It's because you allowed him. You set the standard. You have the control, women. It's right in between your legs. That's the goal. You unfortunately, not every man think that's the goal, but most of them do. Most of them are that simple. Most of them are that simple. Then you have to let them know, well, it can't just be about, the twat. We got to have other goals in life. Like, what do you want to do with your life? It can't just be about getting this good down here. All right. We have the control. Use it to your benefit. Because when you do, then everybody benefits. Everybody benefits when a woman has made good choices in life. The kids benefit from great choices because more than likely they were brought forth in love, and 9 times out of 10, both parents are there with them from time of conception till for life. You know what I'm saying? It makes for a beautiful situation when we make the right decisions up front in life. Because when we don't, that shows as well.
You're literally in control of it. From the very, what up, Joe? Joe, salute. You're literally in control of how that man handles you and how that man deals with you. You're in control of that. You hear people say all of the time, you train people how to treat you. You train people how to treat you. You, men and women, we train people how to behave with us. We train people what to do with us. Literally. On the man's side, men, if you tolerate certain levels of disrespect, woman talking to you crazy, you're training her that is okay to do.
Indeed. We all seen those clips of Sha'Carri Richardson and her boyfriend in the airport. Baby, that man was familiar already with her behavior. You see how that woman interacted with that man? She was very comfortable. Very comfortable. The first thing that came out of my mouth was, oh, this ain't the first time this has happened. Matter of fact, probably not the second or third or fourth. More than likely, she came into the situation hot like fire. Because when women can be aggressive with men, baby, that's usually a firecracker that's hard to put out. That woman talked so much from the time she was put in handcuffs. We didn't even finish the clip, I don't think. But I know she was still talking when they put her tail in that car. She was still talking. No standards.
But if you have standards, if you have values, if you have confidence in yourself, it's certain stuff you just not gonna tolerate. Regardless, no matter how she look. I hear dudes be joking, oh man,
Baby, when I tell you my husband, there's one thing that my husband does not really tolerate. And he showed me he ain't tolerated too. It was so funny. My husband does not tolerate having a disagreement like in public view. You know how women can kind of like elevate their voice sometimes in public or whatever. I did that one time. One time we were in Walmart. Boy, I mean, I was fussing. Fussing. I'm walking, steady, fussing. Honey, I turned around. My husband was nowhere in sight. When I say nowhere in sight, my husband was nowhere in sight. Now, I don't know when he turned around or whatever, but I tell you, I hadn't turned around now from the front because we walked in fussing. Well, I walked in fussing. So from the front door of Walmart back to almost where the milk is, you know, that first aisle where you're going all the way. So I had almost hit the milk. So I had been talking to myself. I don't know how long I had been talking to myself, but all I know is when I had turned around, my husband was not there. So I goes outside, looks for the car. Car is gone, honey. Car is gone. Now I done called him on the phone and say, where are you? He said, going home. Going home? You must be out your mind talking to me crazy like that. And in public? Oh, no. You find your own way home. Now, granted, he didn't make me find my own way home. But I had got taught a lesson that day. I had got taught a lesson that day. Don't be talking to this man crazy, especially in public. Because next time he might really leave me.
Man, she got that booty, man. Like, look, she can get away with some stuff. Nah, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? See, you putting value on a booty, and you putting.
Now, gentlemen, I don't know why y'all would put so much value on a booty. Y'all know what come out the booties now. And I heard them BBLs stink. Let me find out that these ladies are cutting up their body and then they have a foul odor after. That's crazy and insane. That you done cut your body up and then after the fact, now you have a foul odor attached with it. Have mercy and have mercy. All right, let me see if y'all saying anything. No, y'all so quiet. A-Dub is here. He says, hey, Miss Joy, just getting off work. Long day today. Ooh, well, I hope you get some rest, Love Muffin. I hope you get some rest for sure. All right, let's get to it.
Value on a booty higher than your respect for yourself, and that's crazy, man. I call that a simp. Nah, nothing should be more.
Now you hear what Mr. Love calls a simp? Is when men place value on the wrong things, meaning looks, booty, sex, money, things that are futile. Those are what simps are. You know, I'm in agreement with that.
More important than your respect as a man, but you training women how to treat you. But we talking about why won't that man marry that woman? Let me tell you guys, That woman has not set. She. It's a couple of things, and we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it, and as we go through this, because this gonna be a series. As we go through this, we're gonna get deeper and deeper into the psychology of men and women. We're gonna get deep into it because it's very, very interesting, because it's almost impossible once you start allowing certain things. It's almost impossible to recreate, redirect and start over. Like,
it really is, especially in the same relationship. Now, I'm not saying don't do it, but what I'm saying is usually that same relationship that you're trying to restructure with new standards usually goes by the wayside, because that person is like, wait a minute, that wasn't a requirement before, and now you're making it a requirement. I wasn't ready for that requirement. No, or what have you. So I definitely get what Mr. Love is saying here. I'm not going to say be careful. What I'm going to say is be aware. Be aware that current relationship may not last through restructuring.
You almost got to get a whole new person.
You hear that? You hear that? You hear that? You got to get a whole new person. More than likely. More than likely, honey. I tell you, my baby daddy couldn't believe that my requirements were as high as they had reached. He was looking like, who you think you is, little lady? Joy, nice to meet you. I got a whole list here. See, you the reason why I had to restructure. Because I sure didn't want to meet another one of him. Not another.
You got to almost get a whole new person and just start over fresh. Because what you allow somebody else to do, they're not gonna. There's no It's almost like, it's like, I don't want to say. Dang, how do I say this? I mean, we train animals, right? Anybody train? I don't want this. This is a wild analogy, but just listen to what I'm saying. Like, this is a wild. I don't want to. I don't want to sit up here and act like, we're training a dog or we're training an animal or something like that. But the mentality is kind of the same.
Training is training. It is what it is. We equate training to animals because that's just what we normally equate training to. But there's training for all things. There's training for animals. There's training for humans. There's training for kids. There's training for employees. There's training all around us. All right. So there's no problem with training. Go ahead with your analogy, Mr. Love.
It's kind of the same. And I'll tell you, some I was just talking to my cousin about, he has a couple Cane Corso dogs. Them big 145-pound dogs, right? He's had a couple of them. And one of them snapped at some kids, right? They'll snap. He won't bite nobody like that, but he's doing aggressive things towards people. If that dog is allowed to do certain things, eventually that dog is going to end up biting somebody, right? And hurting somebody. it's certain things like you got to nip certain things in the bud. That wasn't no good. That wasn't a good analogy. That was, y'all understand what I'm saying? That wasn't no good analogy. We talking about dogs, but men are not dogs. Women are not dogs, but the principles are the same. It's certain things that you cannot allow. You cannot allow. You have to nip in the bud. You got to stop it, but you got to stop it before it start. Boston, love you.
Amen and amen. Boy, I wish I had this kind of advice when I was a younger woman. Because baby Joy definitely made some mistakes when it comes to relationships with the opposite sex. Joy was so enamored by status, or what I thought status could bring, per se. That's what it was. What I thought status could bring. Baby, come to find out, what I thought was status was not the status that I should have been looking for. That it didn't end up being nothing but chaos. Simply chaos.
Have a good day. Do your best. All right. It's certain things that you have to nip in the bud. So what happens, right? A woman or a man, let's say for the woman comes into the meeting of the man, right? You're talking, you're having conversation. Y'all can get all of this out on the phone. Literally, you don't before you even meet up, you should know where this woman is at, mentally. Hey, Joy is real online, is in the building. House of Love Joy. You should know, where does.
I guess I did come in here. I don't remember. Well, as you see, I didn't come in until like 25 minutes into it. But I didn't remember. Maybe I didn't stay in the live long.
This woman is in life. Like, what is she looking for? Like, why is she, wherever you met her on a date.
I am a member of Cory's channel. Indeed, he definitely puts out really good content for his members. So if you guys check out his page, definitely think about becoming a member. Just like you see today, he is very down to earth and puts things in layman's terms where you can understand, where he's coming from. And he does reference the Bible with his message. So I think this space would benefit from Cory Love for sure.
Now, why are you on this dating app? What are you doing on this dating app? Oh, I'm just looking for, I'm recently divorced and, looking for companionship and looking for new friends or whatever they say. Okay, you was married, do you think you'll ever be married again? Do you
And you can't see it right here, or maybe you can tell, but he stay fly. Cory stay fly. Do you hear me? Yes, he does. He definitely makes sure that he presents himself well when he does his lives.
you know what I'm saying? Are you done with marriage? Whatever. Find out what these people got going on. A lot of people will lie though. People are gonna lie, so you gotta kind of use your discernment on that. But if you are intentional about what you're saying to the other person, you can control what you want in your life. And too many times people they're in these relationships they're not clearly communicating anything. I like you, you like me, let's go hang out. Like nobody's communicating anything. You know, y'all getting used to each other, y'all getting used, you going over to her house, she coming over to your house, all of that, y'all getting comfortable, but y'all not communicating like what's going on. That's why men always end up getting asked this question that most men hate. What are we doing?
Men, y'all hate that question. I bet y'all do. I bet y'all do. Women, you should hate having to ask it. You should hate having to ask it because, again, this live has all been about intent. If you knew his intent, then you wouldn't have to worry about what are we doing? What are we doing? Because you should already know. Why are you asking 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year down the line? What are we doing? No, what are you doing, ma'am? What are you doing?
Where are we going? What is this? And I'm going to tell you ladies this. If you have to ask those questions of a man, you're not going any further than where you already are at.
Cory, get out my head, sir. What I just tell you, ladies. What I just tell you. If men don't like the question, you should be upset that you gotta ask it. Because you ain't going nowhere. You already know the answer. You already know the answer. More than likely, he ain't gonna be able to give you the answer that you're looking for. All right.
I'm sorry to break it to you like that. If you have to ask a man, where are we going? What are we doing? What are we? You're not going anywhere further than where you've already gone in this.
Absolutely nowhere. You might as well get you a new one. This one's a dud.
Relationship. What's up, baby? Baby. My baby's in the building. Mrs. Love's in the building. She says, and that's free game. Hashtag the pimpin'. You must carry.
Miss Love is hilarious, y'all. Their banter is absolutely so cute. So cute, y'all. You can tell that they are friends for sure. Their banter is so cute. Miss Love, you can definitely tell she don't play. She is a Southern belle. You can tell. Baby, you hear? She say, and that's some free game. What did she say? Did she say something about pimping? Let me see. We're going to bring it back.
The pimpin'. You must. And hey, my baby's in the building. Mrs. Love's in the building. She says, and that's free game. Hashtag the pimpin'.
Hashtag the pimping. Miss Love. Oh my goodness. You can tell that they are a good match for sure.
You must carry. I think she said the pimp staff at all times, ladies. Hashtag K bot. You okay, baby? Don't, baby. I'm being serious in here. Don't come in here with your nonsense. I'm trying to be serious. I'm trying to have a serious conversation with the people. We got a series. This is a series. This is one of probably 4 or 5. You know, we talking about intentions at the beginning, and why men ain't marrying that woman. Here's another title. The real reason. What did I say? The real reason why he won't. Here's an even better. Hey, Missy T's in the building. Good morning, Missy T. I also love Missy's in the building. Jacqueline is in the building. Good to see everybody. Make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Hit the like button, like, share, subscribe. Say something in.
Y'all hear Cory? Y'all make sure y'all hitting the like button too over here, because I sure be forgetting to tell you. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. I know it ain't many of us, but that's okay. If y'all hit that share button, we could probably double or triple the amount of people in here. Since YouTube don't want to send out my notifications, got Joy on punishment and stuff. I don't know what I did. What did I do? Did I do something wrong, YouTube? Did I do something wrong? Lovely One says, good morning, Joy, and everyone. Good morning, Lovely One. We're reviewing Cory Love. He has given us some good tidbits on why men don't marry. And bottom line is, men don't marry those that they ain't required to marry. All right? You gotta have some intention out here, Lovely One. Are you a married or single woman? Because if you are single, this would be a good series for you, darling. I probably won't review all of them, but I just wanted to introduce the Latruth sector to Mr. Cory Love, because I believe that this is perfect timing for what is going on over there. All right? Indeed and indeed. Okay, I got that. All right, Cory, what else you got for us, darling?
The chat, and so if you would support the show. An even better side title is, and this is what you got to think about: why men marry some women quickly but put other women on hold.
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question. I've never, pondered that. Are there certain types of women that get married much quicker than others? Ooh, Cory, quite interesting.
Y'all ever wonder that?
You sure made me just wonder. You surely made me just wonder. Because I come from a whole line of single women. My sister is single. My mother is single. My aunt is single. My grandmother is single. And that's just on my maternal side of the family. And I can even go further than that. My grandmother's sister is single. She just had a sister that passed away. She passed away single. There is very few women in my family that are, well, they've been married but haven't had like marriages that have stood the test of time. I do have a cousin that I believe has been married a long time, but most of the women are single. And I'm trying to think because I've really never have had conversations with the ladies to find out if it is really by choice. Now, most of the women in my family, they have dispositions that are not easy to probably get along with. But I always figured, especially since, when you see women, choose, well, I ain't gonna say choose, or, be single for like decade after decade after decade, because I got some aunties that's probably been single more than 30 years. I got some cousins that probably have been single more than 20 years. So when you would think that that's kind of like by choice, but maybe not. I'm gonna have to start asking these ladies. Are you single by choice? I know my grandmother is, honey. My grandmother has not been married. I'm 47. In the 47 years that I have been alive, she has had a husband prior to, I'm guessing, prior to my birth. And I'm aware of who my grandfather, was. He's since passed on, but yeah, he's never, been with my grandmother as long as I've been alive. But yeah, that's a good question. And I'm pondering it, Mr. Love. It has me rethinking, like, really what, the women that I've grown up with, like, is it a choice, or were they the types of women that were passed on because of, for whatever reason? We're gonna figure it out.
Y'all ever wonder why? Okay,
Because they sure enough got children. So they wasn't leaving that part out.
because it's easy to say this, right? Oh, he's just a dog. He's just a man. He don't want to marry. He don't want to marry. But no. The same guy.
Okay, so lovely one. She says, I'm single, Miss Joy, divorced over 10 years. Okay, so this may be a series if you're looking for, to possibly find, another suitor. This would probably be a good series for you to tap in with, lovely one, for sure. Because if you are intending on finding another husband, you sure don't want to be the woman that he's talking about, for sure. All right, come on, let's continue. Do.
Will have a woman on hold for years, not marrying that woman, and then meet another woman.
Oh, I got a cousin. Oh my goodness. I got a cousin that was with a woman for, I'm gonna just put the number at 25. 25 years. 25 years. When I say this woman been through up, down, and all around with this male cousin of mine. They recently did get married a few years ago, and I just found out they're getting a divorce. I'm like, what in the what? What after all that time? Now, yeah, what y'all get married for? Y'all had been together all that time, then get married just to get divorced. That don't make no sense at all. Honey, folks be doing some things.
And then within a year, 2 years, they're married. They married. Why? Why? Nah. This is relationship.
Cory, I don't know. Why? Are you going to answer the question? Because I want to know. Why? Why do some women get strung along and some women get wifed up within 24 months? I think it comes back to the intention, the requirements that you have for yourself. That woman that got strung along, did she have her list of requirements set forth for that man? Evidently not, because he strung her along. Was she not having the heavy hitting conversations that is needed in relationships? You know, heavy conversations are needed. You must know the trajectory of a person's life that they have for themselves. You want to know what their plan may be. Not, life is unpredictable, that things could be shaken up. However, hey, let's have at least a plan. Folks don't even be having them conversations. They don't even be having them conversations. They don't be having no plan. Folks be finding out that they partner don't want kids 2-3 years after they've been in a relationship. What you mean you don't want kids? I ain't know you ain't want kids. But y'all been together 3-4 years. Well, that's silly that you didn't know. Have mercy. Come on, Cory. I hope you answer the question. Let me check to see. Nope. All right, no comments. Y'all so quiet. It is in the middle of the night, I'm guessing. It's 12:32 here in Vegas, so it's what, like 3 in the morning on the East Coast? Mm-hmm. All right, come on.
This is relationship advice. This is advice. This ain't legal advice. I don't give legal advice. Okay, even though this is Judge Love, I'm not giving legal advice. All the legal stuff is entertainment, but this relationship stuff, this is real. This is real talk right here. This is real talk right here. This is real talk right here.
Cory say he got the key. Cory say I know this relationship stuff. I feel like I do as well. I feel like my expertise has been in that manner. I've had a few relationships. I have. I've learned from the ones that were not so healthy. And actually, the ones that were not so healthy, we have come to a more healthier place. All right? Because the intent was for them to be in a much more healthier space. So, yeah, intention is the bottom line.
So look, time to work. Salute. You said my client does not require. Listen. Why are some men quick? Why are some men quick to marry some women and other women they just leave on hold? And that's what we're talking about. Baby says you gonna call, you want to call in? Okay, hold on.
Uh-oh, this should be a treat.
Let me pull up my
This should be a treat. Miss Love is about to call in. This should be a treat.
Pull up my phone. Okay. You want to call you? Woman is clear. She's not admitted. She ain't. She in. Go missing.
Yeah.
Okay. Time to work. You said we don't care. Okay. This is my thing. Time. If you don't.
Yeah.
Okay. Ringing a different type of woman. Go, Mrs. Love. So the phone's not ringing. Baby, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Time to work. You said we don't care. Okay, this is my thing, Tom. If you don't I forgot to say this. If you don't care, then yeah, that's not the woman. That ain't the woman that's for you. You're not gonna do anything.
Right. Well, and why are you wasting men? Listen. Why are you wasting time with women that you don't care about? You guys got to be a little bit more intentional about your movements as well. Just because you think society has the double standard on whorish behavior for men and women, it's not true. It's not true. The universe sees it all the same. Sees it all the same. What you give is what you get. There should be no reason for a man to physically lay with a woman he has no care for. It's silly. It is scary. It's harmful. And it devalues you, whether you see it or not. You don't get a hoorah for another notch on your belt because you have laid with a woman. No. Decreasing your value as well. It's diabolical. Diabolical. That men choose every day to entertain themselves that way. What? You gonna share one of the most precious parts of you with someone you have no care about? Do you know that this act can result in us bringing forth life? And you telling me you are willing to do this with somebody that you don't care about? Oh my God. How tragic. How tragic. When you look at women as recreational uses, you ain't doing nothing for the universe, the community, the love of nothing. It's all a selfish act that results in things being controversial. Single family households, kids that don't know their daddies. Now we got a whole group of boys that are now wanting to be girls because they've been raised by women. Because you laid with women that you did not care about, so you didn't care that you left them kids there. Listen, you got to make better choices. Lovely one says, yes, I want to know what the answer is. Me too. me too.
Think serious with her anyway if you don't care, bro. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. The women that men don't want to lose, they lock down. If you don't care about losing her, you ain't gonna lock her down anyway. So
I must have went past it, but it seems like the answer must have been it's because they simply don't care. They simply just don't care. More than likely, we'll probably go back out. I just wanted to get to Miss Love's conversation. Let's see if she's gonna come up, because I don't know what's going on here.
that it is what it is. Y'all can deny that. Oh, I ain't scared to lose no woman. You a lie. Y'all lying. Y'all not telling the truth.
Oh, it's some women that men are afraid to lose. The ones that they deem unicornish, that they'll never meet another like her. Oh, they scared to lose her. It's some women out here, baby, that shine like new gold. That you just know she been sent from heaven. You know what I'm saying? Them the ones they afraid to lose. Are you the one that he sees that way? You gotta be the one that he sees that way, ladies. And how you do that is by making sure you are confident in your walk. I tell folks all the time, not even Halle Berry or Beyonce can take my man. And I stand on it. I'm not saying that they couldn't have him for a night. What I'm saying is they couldn't have him forever. He coming back home to joy. Yes, he is. And while he might be out with Beyonce or Holly, he's probably giving me a phone call and saying, is there anything that I need to bring home when I get there?
You just ain't come across the woman you didn't want to lose, or you wanted to lock down. When things are valuable to a man, what do we do with our precious valuables? We put them away. We lock them. Well, we lock them away. We put them away so they can't be taken.
You hear that, ladies? The things they find valuable. They put them in that lockbox. They make sure that you're covered, protected, secured.
By somebody else. If it's not valuable to you, yeah, you will leave it out on the street. You'll leave it out on the street. Anybody could grab it, take it.
What?
So, baby, you wanted to tap in on this topic. The topic for today is the clarity of intentions. You got anything to speak on as far as on the woman's side, as far as intentions, and women letting men know what their intentions are and what they accept and what they don't accept? You got anything to
Do y'all see what Cory is doing here? Do y'all see what Cory is doing here? He's leading here. He's leading here. I respect that.
say on that?
Yeah, I think letting up. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Speak. Yeah, I can hear you. They can hear you.
Yeah, I think letting a man know what your intentions are a given. I think everybody knows that you can let a man know what your intentions are or what you want. Most women are they speak on that. They speak up. But the thing is, they don't stand on it.
Do most women speak on their standards? I know when I was a young woman, I wasn't speaking on standards. Not to the extent of having like a long drawn out plan. You know what I'm saying? Like I never was saying to a man, okay, I'm looking to be a wife or what have you. Whenever I was having conversations about life when I was younger, it always was surrounded around like my career. It really had nothing to do with having a partner or a family or anything like that. Like I wasn't having those conversations. Now she's saying that most women do speak on it. I actually didn't speak on it until um, me and my husband got back together.
Hmm.
They don't stand on it. The minute like you need to understand he's testing you the minute he meets you. Okay, well let's go meet up at the hotel. And you immediately, well, I don't usually do this, but just know whatever you wanted with that man will no longer happen. Because now you're in a
Yeah, I would never fall for the okey doke. We're talking about meeting at the hotel, but I also wouldn't necessarily I also wouldn't necessarily walk into a situation thinking that I am being tested either. And not saying that I'm not, of course, when we are dating, that's the vetting process. I wouldn't necessarily equate it to testing. Oh, or maybe is it testing? I don't know. Testing seems like quite harsh because don't be playing with me because if you mention the hotel and I oblige and you lay down with me, that should also say something about you as well. I mean, you're willing to go there just as much as the other person. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't necessarily think that would like be a good test because that would mean that both of you failed. I don't know. Let's see what Miss Love has to say.
now you're in a certain group of women he puts you in. So I've seen plenty of women try to have standards, but all them standards go out the window as soon as they see a man.
Hmm.
Ooh, why does those standards go away soon as you see the man? Why, ladies? Are we that enamored by a person's looks? you know, good looking men, they always think that they are just the bee's knees and that they are everything since sliced bread. But why do our standards go out the window when we lay eyes on them? I don't know. I have no idea. Because again, I don't think I had set the standard. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong, there were things that I had in mind. Like, I could, there were certain things that I would not go for. Like, men with gold teeth, oh no, you couldn't date me and you had gold teeth in your mouth. Although in high school, one of my high school friends did have a gold tooth. It was an open face one, but he was so cute that I bypassed it. So there was ooh, I had let that standard go. But baby, he was the only one, but he was finer than fine. Ooh, 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 finer than Jesus Christ. Um, Gosh darn it, Joy. I can't believe that. But okay, so what was there anything else other than the gold teeth? You had to have some money. I never wavered on that. Now, the amount of money, maybe there have been some variations. I have accepted less from, maybe a person that may have offered more in other ways, or what have you. So, yeah, some standards, I guess, do fall by the wayside when that man is saying, Lord have mercy, Miss Love, you done made me rethink some stuff.
And it ain't necessarily always because a woman is some type of whore.
Okay, what Lovely Me says something. She says, so why stay in a relationship with a woman that long and have no plan to marry her? Well, the thing is, why the woman stay in the relationship as well. You know what I'm saying? She has an opportunity to get out. But we were in the beginning, Lovely Me, we started with intention. If you have not set the standard for yourself, then men, won't set the standard for you. If you are the woman that will allow a man to be with you for a long period of time and not require marriage, then that's probably all on you. You didn't set the standard that that's what you were looking for. Actually, you set the standard that that's not important to you, more than likely. Yes, I spoke on standards after 2 years in a relationship. He should know if he wanted to marry me or not. Well, the thing is, men you know, sometimes men, like my husband, baby, when we got back together, like we had to have some straight up real deal conversations, because when we first met each other, I was 19, he was 21, and at that particular time, during that time, it didn't work out, and we, or what have you. So when we came back around to one another, we had to have some conversations, because what I found out is what we think men should know, they don't be knowing. They do not be knowing. Just because you may know it, don't mean the next person may know it. You know what I'm saying? And even still to this day, there are so many things that are revealed to me about my husband, and probably vice versa. Because he be looking at me sometimes and shaking his head, and I be looking at him sometimes and shaking my head like, what? So yes, honey. We have to be very forthcoming with our standards. After some men may think, hey, shoot, she ain't brought up marriage. Maybe that, in 2 years, some men like, shoot, they'll get away with whatever you let them get away with. You ain't brought up marriage, they ain't gonna bring up marriage. They like, shoot, I may be getting away scot-free. Maybe she ain't gonna require me to marry her. You just never know. You never know. All right, y'all. It's actually going on 1:00, y'all. I know we only done made it through 34 minutes. Joy can talk, honey. I can. 34 minutes of this first part of the series. I am thinking we will come do the other half tomorrow, because I done got sleepy. My husband actually will be getting up in about an hour, so I want to go lay next to him before he gets up for work. And then I'll start my day with my nephew at about 4. But yeah, we'll probably follow up tomorrow sometime with the rest of this because Cory really gave some good information here. He really did. And again, I think this will be beneficial, excuse me, to the Latruth sector. I really do. Ooh, Lord. I'll be so glad when this little cough stop. I really do. All right, y'all. So let me get this outro music. This outro music on. Do, 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 do. All right, there we go. All right. All right. So, Cory, great job. Bravo. For sure. I definitely trust the information that you are putting out, sir. Indeed. I respect you and your stance on this relationship stuff. Okay. I am hoping that the message travels the airwaves and changes lives. Okay. Because the Black culture, we have been operating in deficit for a long time. And now in 2025, we are finding out that when your intention is set, it can put you on a different path. We have to change our walk and be intentional about being good, loving, helpful, and healthy people. Okay? All right, so enjoy your night. Enjoy your day. Enjoy every moment that comes your way. You know why? Wait a minute. Miss Joy, I have 6 sisters and my dad was military. He taught us to play no games with men. Amen and amen. I have very high standards. Thank God. Thank God. Make sure you pass it on, lovely one. Make sure you pass it on. Make sure the women that come behind you have those very same high standards, okay? Because we don't need no more ladies out here being used recreationally, being strung along for years and not taken seriously. We got to get to a new way of living. Get to the good stuff. We got to get to the good stuff. Yes, because our age need help for sure. Ooh, wee baby. Intention. All right. So again, enjoy your night. Enjoy your day. Enjoy every moment that comes your way. Y'all know why. Indeed, y'all know why. It's because joy is real, baby. So until next time, mwah, 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 mwah. See you soon.
Baby, I'm a hard mess. Your heart is like a fortress. But baby, I'm still curious about you. Baby, I'm a hard mess. You play me like you're playing chess. Yes, you are oblivious.